Sunday, December 14th, we have a fantastic slate of games in the NFL for Week 15. And in this video, you're not only going to get my 4 best player props on the entire slate, you're also going to get a bonus 6-man that I absolutely love that we are going to 50x our money on. And we're not done there because I'm going to give you my favorite player to get into the end zone on Sunday, but we're still not done. I'm going to break down every game. I'm going to tell you who's going to win, who's going to lose, the unders, the overs. You're going to get that for every game on the slate on top of the official sportsbook play of the day. So make sure you're paying attention. Make sure you're locking in and get ready to go bananas.
Sub to the channel, we drop picks on the daily, dropping knowledge every day, and you don't have to pay me. We just keep stacking wins while the rest moving lazy.
Before we get rocking and rolling, going over really just an immense amount of plays that I'm throwing at you, because I actually have more plays than that. I actually forgot a couple that I'll be laying out for you in this video. But before we get into any of those, go ahead, smash that like button, because if we get 200 likes on this video, everyone that comments below will be in the running to win all the profits from the sportsbook play of the day. It's a nice plus money play. I'm putting $100 of my own money on that play, and if and when it hits, one of you will get all of the profits on that play. And if you're new here, make sure you're subscribing. I drop these every single day. And the most important thing you can do that I cannot stress enough, go down below, visit my buddy Stan. He's going to send you over to Winible. You'll get so many things for absolutely free. Cheat sheets every single day. We're going to go over a couple of those in this video. Bonus free plays, giveaways, promos. It's just a ton of fun, and there's a great Discord community as well. So get on over to the free Winible, join the gang. It's literally free. And on top of that, down below, while you're visiting my buddy Stan, go ahead and check out all of the promos on the DFS apps, because they're literally giving away money, and you can lock in these plays for absolutely free. As long as you use those links and codes, you'll also get a free month of premium plays for 30 days, absolutely free as well. So if you want to buy your way in, you can get your way in for free if you just use the code on those links and sign up through those apps. And you'll get, like I said, you can lock these plays in for free. They're just handing out bonuses left and right. Before we get into anything further, I need to say a little bit of something here. Gambling involves significant risk. There are no guarantees of profit, and you could lose some or all of your money. The content in this video is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only, and does not constitute financial or legal advice. Past performance is not indicative of future results. We are not responsible for any losses that may occur as a result of using the information provided here. Viewers must be 18 or older or legal age in their jurisdiction to gamble. If you have a gambling problem, please seek help. Responsible gambling resources are down below, to include 1-800-GAMBLER in the United States. The video may contain affiliate links, which I told you about down below. My buddy Stan, he's got it all. We do receive a commission through those signups, and you get a huge bonus match, free cash. It all varies from app to app, but there's tons of it to build your bankroll where you don't have to come out of pocket at all. Now, quick little recap of what we did actually on, we're throwing it back to Friday, because Saturday isn't done yet. It's pretty early. It's only 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I didn't drop a video for Friday night. I got a sick kid. Family comes first. But this is exactly what we did in premium on Friday. We had a massive day here. We cashed the Utah Mammoth. We had them on straight money line here, 5-3 easy bucket winner. And we had the Cavaliers, who squeaked by in that fourth quarter, and they were minus 1,200. We really just added them there to get it up to that nice minus 150, which is truly a magical number when it comes to sports betting. I know a lot of you like to go a little bit crazier with it and going with these crazy parlays, but that's not how you win on a day-to-day basis. We do have those too, so stick around. Austin P, however you say their name, plus 11.5, actually won the game. Didn't need that. We had plus 1.5 for the Utah Mammoth, because that was one of my favorite plays in the NHL on Friday. And then we had Xavier on the money line. And there's been really nobody better. You can try to scour the internet if you want, but there's been nobody better at college basketball. We're starting to heat up. It's going to be an amazing season. March Madness. I almost said can't come soon enough, but I love the holiday season in football. So it can come right when it comes, but we are super excited for it. Then we had Najee Marshall, Jimmy Butler, and Laurie Markkinen here for a nice minus 135. Easy bucket, 3-1 on the premium. Another dominant night of the books. We just keep on crushing. We swept the day before. It's been absolutely amazing. Now, these were the UFC cheat sheets. These are more than that. A ton of cheat sheets. Like I said, you get over there to Winible, and you can get cheat sheets every single day to either lock in straight, help you with the parlay, plug and plays, whatever you want to do with them, you can do. But they have been absolute gold lately. We swept college basketball the other night. I typically go like 18-2 in college basketball on those cheat sheets. And then we just have every single sport just about and long shots, everything you could ever need. But here it is. Play number one for the video. I'm going to call this one the incentive lay. It's just guys that are going for big money for the rest of the season. They have, 4 games left, and they need to hit benchmarks to get 250K, 1.3 million, stuff like that. So this is the lay. Obviously, a lot of these guys, it's going to take them all 4 games because Hunter Henry, I think he only needs like 5 or 6 receptions to hit his marker, but I think he's going to have a great game against Buffalo. Hunter Henry, we're taking him here for 3+ receptions, and we're adding Mac Hollins. I think it's a little bit of a revenge spot for him. Remember, he used to play for Buffalo. Now he's coming back. He had a great game in their first matchup there, so we're going to take him for 2+ receptions. And then Saquon Barkley, who's had a bit of a struggle this season, but now they go up against the Las Vegas Raiders, and I fully expect him to, at the very least, get 50 rushing yards. We're taking him for just 40 there. And then Rico Dabble, who should have a big game, be a big impact in this game as well, versus the versus the New Orleans Saints. Carolina Panthers versus New Orleans Saints in this game. Nice divisional matchup. The Saints just shocked the world last week, beating the Bucs. I think Rico Dabble is going to be the focal point, as always, for this Panthers offense. We're taking him for just 50 rushing and receiving yards. It's a nice little plus money play there. Should be easy buckets. I absolutely love that one. I think maybe Mac Hollins would be the riskiest one, but I love him against his old team on Sunday. So we're taking that there. And this is the mega cheat sheet for the NFL. Now, obviously, some of these teams are probably going to lose, but this is who I love to win every single game. More on that in just a moment. We're going to go over here to my 6 favorite, well, really 3 favorite pairings for Sunday in the NFL, and Jackson Smith-Njigba, I think his line's already gone up since I've locked this in and shared it with the group. So that's just another reason to get over to Winnable. But we got Sam Darnold here for 231.5 passing yards. I think he's going to have an absolute day against the Indianapolis Colts, whose season's really just kind of blown up in their faces. There's really just, I actually kind of feel bad for Indy fans. So if you're an Indy fan, I'm sorry, guys. I was rooting for you. Even though you had our old quarterback, Daniel Jones, on your team, I was still rooting for you guys. It would have been nice to see you guys get to the playoffs. I don't know if it's going to happen now. You got old man Rivers back behind center. Should be interesting. He's, 44 years old and a bit out of shape, if you will. I think there was definitely some better free agents on the market, and I've seen a lot of, people commenting about it, oh, why didn't they bring Cam Newton back? Why didn't they bring Colin Kaepernick? I heard that one, which crazy because he hasn't played in so long. I think mostly, though, I know it's still crazy that they brought Phillip Rivers back, but I think it's just really because he knows the offense already and he's stepping in week 15. They don't have time for someone to learn the playbook. They're trying to win now, and they felt that a 44-year-old out-of-shape quarterback could do so, that knows the playbook and still has a good arm. So as long as they can block for him, which I don't think they will be able to, he should do just fine. Hopefully he doesn't get injured on the first drive of the game. But irregardless, went on a tangent there. We love Sam Darnold. I think I went on that tangent to say this. I do think the only risk of him not hitting this line is just the blowout factor in this game. But honestly, it could be a little bit shocking. I think Indy might be able to slow it down on their side of the ball. But I just think Darnold and Jackson Smith-Njigba, it's going to be a nice get-right game for them in this spot. I think JSN is going to go probably over 100 yards in this spot. And then Sam Darnold, we love him for I like him for 250 or more in this game, but 231.5 is beautiful where his line is set, so we're taking it. And then another one where I think everybody's on the wrong side of this one. We got Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce paired up. They just had an awful game. They're probably not even going to make the playoffs. Everybody's just been taking them to win every single game out of nostalgia, and it hasn't happened yet. Because when you look at these teams, you think it's been the same for them and the Ravens this year. You just take you say the Ravens and Lamar Jackson are going to win because it's the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. You say the Chiefs are going to win because it's Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Just hasn't been happening this year. But I do think that they're going to play very, very tough in this game. The Chargers are they snuck away last week with a W. I don't know what's going to happen in that one, but I do think I know what's going to happen in that one, but I absolutely love Patrick Mahomes to ball out. I think Travis Kelce, after having an abysmal game, maybe one of the worst games of his career last week, I think he's going to have a good showing against the division rival this week. So we're taking Patrick Mahomes for 239.5, and then Travis Kelce over 41.5. And then we got Drake May, 250 plus passing yards. We actually altered that up a little bit. His line's only at like 240, which I think is crazy. I think this game is going to be a shootout. I would not be shocked if him and Josh Allen went for 300 plus passing yards in this game over there in New England. I think it's going to be an absolute showing of a game. I'm the most excited for this game. They probably should have moved it to Sunday Night Football, but man, I think it's going to be great. And then Stephon Diggs, 52.5. I had someone in the Discord say he's not even going to get 50. Again, that revenge factor. He had a huge game against them the last time. I think he's going to ball out. I like him for about 70 in this matchup. I really do think this is going to be a shootout of a game. I could be completely wrong, but I think that they are going to ball out on Sunday. So we're taking Drake May for 250 yards with Stephon Diggs, 52.5 receiving. And really the only place that I highly recommend you use it. It's if you can use it. The reason I stopped there, it's because a lot of you guys might not be able to use it. I'm in New York. We can't use it. But if you go over to Splash Sports, again, visit my buddy Stan. It's down there. Their promo, I'll be straight up with you, it's not the best one on the market. I think you deposit, they match your deposit up to $50, which isn't that great, to be honest with you. There's much better promos in there where you can get a free $25 or a $200 deposit match. There's better promos. But what there isn't better of is payouts. Prizepicks, this play would be a 12.5x. Dabble, this play would be a 21x. Over on Splash Sports, it's 50x. It's like the back in the day before Prizepicks, before all of those guys took into account the massive edge that is pairing up a quarterback with his wide receiver one. So Splash Sports does not penalize you at all for pairing them up. They actually reward it, and it's massive. That means that you could hit one of these every 45 to 50 days and still be profitable. Now, obviously, that's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to hit maybe one or two a week, probably one a week, to be honest with you. It's a 50x play, but I love these pairings. I think that's going to have a very, very high chance, and the best chance to be profitable with this method is over on Splash Sports. Go get that $50 when you sign up with code FFAPE and get that 50x payout. That's really the best part about that app. It's not the $50 deposit match. There's apps with better deposit matches. It's the fact that they're paying 50x for 6 mans. It's insane. I don't think it'll last too much longer. So go take advantage. Splash Sports, it's down below with my buddy Stan. So that's the 6 man. Now let's go over and we'll break this down. Then we'll get in after this. We're going to go into the 4-man official player prop play for the video. I'm going to tell you my favorite player to score a touchdown. And then we'll get into the official sportsbook play of the day as well. And this is exactly who I think is going to win every single game on Sunday. Now, some of these are gimmies, like the Jaguars, should be gimmies, going up against the New York Jets, minus 1150 odds there. Really, I mean, you could take a minus 13.5. I don't know if I like anybody giving that much points, but if you wanted to add the Jaguars to something to just boost it up a little bit, I think that's one of the biggest locks on the whole entire slate. So we love the Jaguars. They've been playing amazing. I think that one, we're not even going to talk about it too much. It's just the Jaguars over the Jets on Sunday. And then we're going to go to the Texans-Cardinals game. The Houston Texans, boy, they have the best defense in the NFL. They've been amazing to see. I hope they go super far into the playoffs. I am worried that they're getting too hot too early, but that defense is just super, super impressive. If they can stay healthy from now to the a playoff run, that would be amazing. I think they could truly go at the very least to the AFC Championship with that defense. CJ Stroud starting to play better. Tank Dell might be healthy in time for the playoffs, which is crazy. And then they still have Nico Collins. The run game could use a little bit of work, but they don't have much to worry about against the Arizona Cardinals. I think this is a game. You guys know that I love taking Jacoby Brissett with Michael Wilson or Trey McBride as a pairing. I think we're going to stay away from that pairing just because the Texans defense is so good. It's really not worth the risk. He could have a big game. We'll see. But I love the Texans to easily win that game. Again, another one that's pretty simple to take there, minus 10.5 spread. I don't like taking teams for that high of a spread, but we'll take the Texans on the money line on the cheat sheet for you guys. And then we got the Buffalo Bills versus the New England Patriots. A lot of people think this is a coin toss game. A lot of people think that the wrong team is favored in this game. The New England Patriots are plus 100. The Buffalo Bills are minus 118. And I'm here to tell you, this is a trap. This game is a trap because a lot of people are going to see the Patriots, who've been very good. Drake May is MVP this year, like top 2 at the very least, depending on how you want to argue it. And the New England Patriots, everybody's going to see this line. They're going to say the Buffalo Bills aren't what they used to be. Yes, they have Josh Allen, but everybody's going to take that plus 100 and run with it with the Patriots. You got to remember a couple things here. The Patriots won in their first matchup. It's very, very hard in the NFL to sweep a team during the regular season, especially a division rival. So for that reason alone, we were going to take the Bills anyway. And then just because I've checked the money out, and a lot of the money, if not over 60% of the money, as of right now at least, is all over the Patriots, or the public rather. All the percentage of bets is all over the Patriots, while the money is actually more on the Bills, which tells you that the sharps are on the Bills. You're probably going to see more money rolling on the Bills as we get closer to that game. If you have an app like Pick'It or Audible, which Audible down below, you can get in there, get a discount. I think it's a free week when you sign up through my link down in the Stan.store. And Audible, I actually prefer over Pick'It or Outlier. So take advantage of that. But you can check on where the money's at. And I think the Buffalo Bills are going to have the money and the Patriots are going to have the public. And that's one way to sniff it out. You follow the money. And not only that, like I said, though, this is probably my favorite matchup on the day. And I just think the Buffalo Bills are going to win in a very, very, very close game. It's only a 1.5 spread. So we're going to go ahead and just take the Bills on the money line there, minus 118. And then another one where the public is probably all over the wrong team. We got the LA Chargers going into Kansas City. Kansas City is not the team that they used to be. And this is not going against what I said earlier, with everybody's just taking Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes out of a nostalgia thing because they've always been the guys in the NFL. No. This is us reading the board because this is another trap game. Last week, I took the Texans versus Patrick Mahomes when everybody else was on the Chiefs. Last week, I took the Chargers over Patrick Mahomes. That might have been the week before when I took the Texans. Then I took the Chargers. No, the Chargers. I took the Chargers against the Eagles. Irregardless, I seem to be on the right side of these things, especially these coin toss games here, which this one very well could be, but I'm leaning towards the Chiefs. I don't think it's going to be much of a coin toss. I think it's going to be an ass kicking, if I'm being honest. I would take the Chiefs minus 5.5 in this game. I think that they put the beat down to the Chargers. And then after this game, they're probably going to fizzle out. I don't think they make the playoffs anymore, but I do think that everybody's going to see the plus 215 on the LA Chargers, who as of this right now in this season are the better team. I think the Chiefs win this game. And then we got the Eagles Raiders. We're taking the Eagles, not spending any time on that one. Then we got the Bengals Ravens. This one is a tricky spot, but we got to go with Lamar. Again, I'm going against all the things I said earlier with everyone's just taking Lamar. Everybody's just taking Mahomes. Everybody's just taking Allen because I'm picking literally the three there that have dominated the AFC for so long. And it seems like this season has been a little bit of a changing of the guard here. But with Burrow's comments of sounding like he doesn't even know if he wants to play football anymore, especially for the Bengals, and just the fact that I still think the Ravens are going to win the AFC North. Maybe it is a nostalgia pick. Maybe I'm on the wrong side of this one, but we're going with the Ravens there on the road. And then we're going to have to take my New York Giants in this matchup versus the Commanders. The fact that the Commanders don't have Jaden Daniels and the Giants are still only 2.5-point favorites just goes to show you how bad the Giants are this year. They are the worst team in the NFL that don't look like the worst team in the NFL, if that makes any sense at all, because they are, in my opinion, exciting to watch, especially when Cam Scatterbo and Jackson Dart were doing their thing. But in this game, we're taking the Giants at home in a game that I actually hope they lose. I say that until the game comes on, and then I'll be mad if they lose because I am a true fan. But strategically, it'd be smarter for them to lose so we get a higher draft pick. Even though we don't need a quarterback, we could trade down and get draft capital. But I know as soon as the game kicks off, I'm going to be rooting for my G-men, irregardless of any of that. And then we got the Browns versus the Bears. Everybody's going to think Shedeur Sanders is going to go into Chicago and have a good game. It's going to be freezing cold. It's going to be Chicago Bear football, Cleveland Brown football too, because they play in the cold a lot. But I just think the Bears, they're in almost a must-win type of moment after dropping game 1 to the Packers last week. I think they're going to have a get-right game for the Browns to get in winning mode for their rematch against the Packers next week. So we're taking the Bears. I think Ben Johnson's going to have these boys ready. I do not think he's going to allow them to look ahead, as you would say, to the Packers next week. So we like the Bears at home. I just don't think Shedeur is going to do much. Maybe he has a ton of yards. I know there's a lot of people. His little cult following there is getting a little crazy with how good they think he is. I do think he's good. I hope he has a good career, but the glazing has got to stop. And then we got the 49ers versus the Titans. Even with CMC potentially not playing in this game, they still got Brock Purdy back. They still got a couple of weapons. Brandon Ayuk has now been on he's like personally not playing for the rest of the year. So we'll see where he ends up next season. But in this game, we got to ride with the 49ers against the Titans. Could be a little bit of an upset watch on that one, but I don't think so. So we like the 49ers in that one. And then we got the Lions versus the Rams. I think this one is another trap game. I think everybody's going to take the Lions just because I believe they lost last week. And I think everybody's going to be all over them against the Rams. And I just don't see it. The Rams at home in this spot with Matthew Stafford having an MVP year, Puka Nacua playing amazing, that defense playing fairly well as well. We're taking the LA Rams, who are right now, in my opinion, the best team in the NFL, to win that game. And then we got the Saints versus the Panthers. And this one, I'm a little torn on. I actually had to look at my cheat sheet to see who we took. We took the Panthers on the cheat sheet. I don't know. I think the Saints are probably the livest dog on this board. I think I went with the Panthers on the cheat sheet just because I do think everybody's going to overvalue their win last week against the Buccaneers. So I'm just fading the public, if you will. I think everybody's going to be all over them just because of how they played last week. And I think the Panthers are going to be ready. Rico Dowdle's going to have a game, and we're taking the Panthers on that one. But they could very well lose, and then I would not take – -2.5, you might as well take it just because if they win, it's probably going to be by a field goal. But that one's a very, very tricky game, maybe the trickiest on the whole board for me, just because I think everybody's going to overvalue the Saints. I want to overvalue the Saints, but we got to go with the Panthers. And then we got the Broncos versus the Green Bay Packers. And I'm taking the underdogs in this one at home. The Packers, I know Jordan Love during Toyotathon just does not lose, but I got to go with the Broncos. I think they're going to slow this game down a ton. Don't hate the under in this game at all. Jordan Love has been playing amazing football. He usually does this at the end of every year up into the playoffs, but we're taking the Broncos. I think that they're just going to sneak out another win. I would take them +1.5 all day long, or even just on the money line for +104. And then we already touched this game a little bit with our prop. We got the Colts, the Seahawks. We're taking the Seahawks. And then Sunday Night Football, the Cowboys versus the Vikings. I just don't think 9 is good enough to play in the NFL yet. He's been absolutely atrocious. Maybe he'll be able to turn his career around. He does have the coach for it. But we're taking the Cowboys, that electric offense. And I know the Vikings defense is good. I just don't see them beating the Dallas Cowboys. So that's who I think wins every single game. Now let's get into, that took a long time. I'm almost out of breath. Let's get into the 4 best player props on the entire slate on Sunday. Player prop number 1, we are taking DeAndre Swift over 44.5. I actually like his normal line of 54.5, but Prizepicks is giving a great payout with 44.5. So we're gonna take what they're giving us here, and we're gonna go with 44.5. But if you're on a sports book and his line's like 52.5, I would still take that line. I think he's gonna have a great game in this matchup. Like I said, I think Ben Johnson and the boys are gonna be ready for this game. I think they're going to use their ground game a lot in this game. They are absolutely amazing right now on the ground between DeAndre Swift and Kyle Mungungai, whatever. I think it's Mungungai, but he's more like the third down red zone back. We love DeAndre Swift to be the guy that they go to get the yards. And we all know Myles Garrett and that Cleveland defense is actually very scary. They rank 13th in the NFL in rushing yard defense. So not as good as you would expect with someone as like Myles Garrett on the defense. But Myles Garrett, to me, is more of a quarterback threat than a running back threat. Obviously, he can blow up the play still, but I don't think he's going to be able to get there that often against the Chicago Bears. We got him in this matchup. DeAndre Swift over just at 44.5. And as you can see here, he's done it in 7 of his last 10 games. In that span, 72.1 is what he's averaging on the ground. We absolutely love it. Now, these teams don't really play too often. In fact, DeAndre Swift hasn't played the Browns in recent memory. That is why the head-to-head is blank. But as you can see here, he has had some big games against some decent defenses like Minnesota, who's got a pretty good defense. I know they rank 22nd against rushing, but they still have a pretty good defense, and he got 90 against them. And then the Green Bay Packers, who have someone like Myles Garrett on their defense now, and he still got 63 yards against them in a loss. Now, I do think that they're going to win, which also gives us some garbage time potential in this game. But as you can see here, Tony Pollard of the Tennessee Titans blew up the Browns for 161 yards. CMC, even Ashton Jeanty, who has not been good this year, got over or just about over this prop. No, 44.5. Yeah, over this prop. So we love it. I keep thinking it was 54.5 because, like I said, I like it at 54.5. Derrick Henry over 100 yards in this matchup. Breece Hall, 83. I think DeAndre Swift is going to be a major factor in the Bears offense on Sunday. I think he gets well over 50 yards in this. So 44.5 seems too easy. Player prop number 1, DeAndre Swift over 44.5 rushing yards. And now we're going with Josh Allen. Congratulations to him. He is about to be a father, and he is about to make New England call him daddy on Sunday. I think he's going to do everything. I think he's going to throw the ball. I think he's going to use his legs. We love him to have a big game on Sunday against a team that he typically has big games against. And rushing yards allowed. New England is 3rd in the NFL in rushing yards allowed. So they are very good defense, which is another reason why they've been winning so many games. And Josh Allen, he just got over this in our last matchup. He's averaging 41.4 in his last 5 games. He's done this in every single game except for the game against the Texans, who have the best defense in the NFL. But even with New England having that defense that they have, he got 53 yards against them in October, the last time that they played. This is a division game. It's a different type of game. I fully expect them to use Josh Allen's legs. They're almost going to have to. I do think, like I said, his arm, I think he's going to get probably rushing plus passing, probably about 300 yards in this game. But I think he's going to have to use his legs. That defense is going to be coming after him. We love Josh Allen to run the ball on Sunday. And as you can see here, Justin Fields, 67. He's the only one that did this. Jackson Dart got 20, but none of them are Josh Allen. We love Josh Allen to have a big game on Sunday. I think he's going to use his legs a ton. So we're taking him over 24.5 rushing yards. We're following that up with Jared Goff, over 250 passing yards against the LA Rams, who are 16th in the NFL in passing yards allowed. He has not done this against the Rams ever, I don't think. I mean, I think they've only really played that one. It was like his revenge game there. But I think he's going to go into LA and show out. This is a different type of year. I think this game has gunslinger all written all over it. Between him and Matthew Stafford, there's probably going to be 600-700 yards passing on the board for Sunday. He's averaging 283 passing yards in his last 5 games. 250, his line being at 250. I think it's just because of his head-to-head. And I don't think the books think that there's going to be a ton going on in this game, which is absolutely crazy to me. I love Jared Goff and the Lions to absolutely ball out. I still think the Rams win this game because I think they're going to ball out a little bit more than the Lions, but don't be surprised if the Lions are there super late. I think this game is going to be won by a late drive, touchdown, or field goal. So we love Jared Goff here, 250 yards all day long. He could get close to 300 in this game. We're taking him for 250, and we're pairing him up with the best player on the Detroit Lions. And I don't know who you thought I was talking about. If you didn't know I was talking about Jahmyr Gibbs, then I don't know what you're thinking, because he is by far the best player on the Detroit Lions. He is doing things that only one other Lion has ever done, and that man's name was Barry Sanders. Jahmyr Gibbs here, over 99.5 rushing and receiving yards. It seems automatic. He has had a couple of good games where he did not hit this line. His line is set at 120, so we're knocking it down here just a little bit for 100 yards. I think he's going to be used a ton in this game. He's very, very healthy. The defense gives up a lot of receiving yards, 18th in the league. They're 11th in rushing, 7th in rushing yards allowed to running backs, but 21st in receiving yards. So don't be surprised if this is another game kind of like last week there, where he got 77 receiving yards and only 43 rushing, where the line was flipped. It could very well be a game like that. I like him for about 60 to 70 receiving, and then like 40 to 50, if not a little bit more, in the rushing yard department. We love Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he's going to have a fantastic game on Sunday. I do think the Lions are going to be coming for their throats. I just think the LA Rams are going to be a little bit better on Sunday. But this game should be an absolute shootout. And we love Jahmyr Gibbs here, over 100 rushing and receiving yards. And you could lock this in on a ton of different apps. I told you could lock this in for free. All you got to do is visit my buddy Stan down below. You could play $5 on Prizepicks and get $50 instantly when you sign up with code FFAPE. You can get a free $25 without even depositing any money at all over on Dabble with code FTMCOCKS. FTM Cox, $25. Don't even have to deposit over there on Dabble, but where I highly recommend locking in this play. We did adjust some of these lines down, and on top of all of that, not only can you adjust the lines down over on Sleeper, you also get a free $20 just for signing up with code FFAPE. You get a $100 deposit match. You get a free play. It'll be something like Aaron Rodgers to get 1 passing yard. You could add it to this to make it a 5-man and increase your payout. So take advantage. Use code FFAPE on Sleeper. Get all of that I just listed. And if you use my codes on any app at all, you get that free 30 days of premium. So you can come lock in with us for 30 days for absolutely free. Now, before we get into the sportsbook play of the day, we still have the touchdown score on Sunday. This is my favorite, one of my favorites, to get into the end zone. So I'm going to give you 1 free touchdown score in this video. If you want 2 more for absolutely free, you got to go over to Winible. You got to work a little bit for it, and you'll get the free 3-man touchdown anytime score parlay over on Winible. And we had to go back to my favorite position, the tight end position. We had to go back to a guy that we took last week, and Isaiah Likely took all of his touchdowns. We have to go back to him. He's going to go up against the Cincinnati Bengals, 32nd in the NFL in touchdowns allowed. Also, where they struggle mightily is that tight end position, 32nd in the NFL to touchdowns to the tight end. Mark Andrews is one of my favorite tight ends on the field. I think he's going to have a great game. I'm hoping Isaiah Likely, he can score too. That's fine. I just hope he doesn't score all of them and take it away from Mark Andrews. So we like Mark Andrews. I think it's a nice bounce back because we had him last week and Isaiah Likely took all the shine. I think Mark Andrews is going to get so much more love in this game against the Bengals. He's got a ton of history against them. We love Mark Henry. Have I been saying Mark Henry? We love Mark Andrews here. Derrick Henry probably scores too, but we like Mark Andrews here to get into the end zone on Sunday. When you do a 40-minute video, your brain can literally go to mush. I don't even really know what I'm saying anymore. Thank God I researched these plays before I started recording. Here we are on the sports book. You can lock this play in over on ONYX odds. Use code FFAPE. You deposit $10, you get a $100 sent to your account instantly. All you got to do is deposit 10 with code FFAPE. That is amazing. It's one of the best promos on the market, and you get that free 30 days of premium as well. And here we are. This is what we're taking for Sunday for the free sportsbook play of the day. We're taking the Buffalo Bills, -118. We're pairing them up with the Kansas City Chiefs. I told you guys I think this is a trap spot for both of the, or a trap for the public in both of these games. I think that people are going to see the New England Patriots, that they're underdogs, and they're going to be like, oh my God, the sportsbook's messed up. The Patriots are at home. They're the better team in the division this year. Why are they the underdog? I'm taking the plus money. You're wrong. I even did a poll over on Threads where all of the public, it was like 58% to 42% were on the Patriots. And let me tell you, whenever I do those polls, just know it's inverse. You always got to fade the public. We're doing just that. I'm all over the Bills this Sunday in New England. So we're taking Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills to beat the New England Patriots. Like I said earlier as well, when we were running down the cheat sheet, it's just very hard to beat a division rival twice in the regular season. I almost hope they lose so that in the playoffs they can beat them, because it's nearly impossible to three-peat against the same team in the same season. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Buffalo Bills win this game in New England. And then we got the Kansas City Chiefs, again, going up against a division rival who has a better record, who's probably already in the playoffs. The Chiefs are on the outside right now. I still just think they're going to rally for Andy Reid. Patrick Mahomes is going to get the boys right. Travis Kelce's going to have a big game. I think that the public is on the wrong side of this one as well, loving the Chargers at that plus money. They're going to see that, and they're going to foam at the mouth because the Chiefs have just not been good this year. But I think in this game, they find that way to win. I think they actually win this game by probably about 10 points. So we love the Chiefs money line in this one. We're pairing them up plus 155. So 200 likes on this video, and one of you will get $155 just for liking the video and commenting below. Thank you guys for all your time. Thank you guys for all of your patience. This was a long, long video. If you're still here at the end, kudos to you. Thank you for the support. It's been amazing. This channel has grown. Everything has grown. The Discord has grown. It's so much fun growing with the community and chopping it up, especially with the OGs that are in there in the Discord who've been riding with me since the beginning. And they DM me all the time like, bro, it's just crazy how your channel's been going. And it's all thanks to you guys coming in, tuning in, listening to me talk every single day. And we'll be back at it tomorrow, Monday Night Football. We got a decent matchup, and we're going to go over it. We're going to break it down. We have the Steelers versus the Dolphins on Monday Night Football. And let's go, boys. Let's have a day. I hope everybody wins all of their bets, even if you didn't get it from me. That's all we got in this one. I'm out.